how do Democrats returning to Capitol Hill cut through all the growing noise and actually legislate during these crucial September weeks, Congressman?
Well, Reverend, it's very frustrating because President Biden had a deal with Speaker McCarthy to avoid this kind of shutdown. Some of us warned that McCarthy wouldn't keep his deal. What is at stake is funding for childcare, 70,000 centers for childcare, funding for Social Security. If you're calling for your Social Security check and on hold for 30 minutes, that funding is at stake. Funding for food stamps. And what McCarthy's folks are saying is, unless you impeach the president, unless you cut funding from Ukraine, we're not going to keep the word we made with Joe Biden just a few months ago. And that's just not how Washington has ever operated. But there is an extremism in the Republican Party that makes this so unpredictable.
But do you think the millions of Americans, literally millions, that are impacted by these cuts that you just named, the various things that would be impacted and affected by this, do you think they understand that they are put on a block to be sacrificed in terms of some of the services and resources they need just to play politics with a few of the far right-wing members of the House that want to have a impeachment process for President Biden that most people, Republican and Democrat, admit won't go anywhere?
Reverend, I think we have to make that clearer. They understand what's at stake. This is food stamps for folks when prices have gone up. This is rental assistance. This is making sure you can get your Social Security check. But what they need to understand is this is not an ordinary negotiation where Democrats compromise, Republicans compromise. That negotiation already took place. It was with Joe Biden and Kevin McCarthy. There were progressives like me who were upset at the cuts that the president agreed to, but that took place. There was a deal. And now the Republican extreme is saying we don't want to honor that deal unless, Kevin McCarthy, you vote to impeach Joe Biden, start an inquiry, unless you vote to cut Ukraine funding. They are holding hostage Kevin McCarthy from living up to the deal that he made with Joe Biden.
The deal that was already made.